An elevator in a commercial building in Upper East, Nairobi, is at floor -2, that is basement level. It moves upwards by 15 floors, which integer correctly represents the elevator's final position. So for number 1, and the initial position of this elevator, is -2, and then movement. Let's look at the movement. It moves upwards 15 floors. Upwards means positive. That is upwards 15 floors. That is positive. The new integer correctly represents the elevator's final position. Now the calculation will be -2 plus 15, and -2 plus 15 is 13. That is positive 13. So the answer is A. So the answer is A. The answer is A. Positive 13. The answer is A. For number 2, the temperature in Marsabit was 28 degrees Celsius at noon. By 10 p.m., the temperature dropped by 12 degrees Celsius. What was the temperature at 10 p.m.? Now, the initial temperature was 28 degrees Celsius. And then the change in temperature is -12 degrees Celsius. Now, to find the temperature at 10 p.m., our calculation will be 28 minus 12. 28 minus 12, which gives us 16 degrees Celsius. 16 degrees Celsius. And that's choice B. So the answer is B. Yeah, the answer is B. For number 3, at health clinic in Machakos, a patient body temperature is recorded as 39.4 degrees Celsius. After treatment, it reduced to 37.1 degrees Celsius. Which integer expression correctly represents the change in temperature? So in this case, we are going to find the change in temperature. Change is final temperature minus the initial temperature. So the change in temperature, let's represent change like this. So change in temperature will be final temperature minus the initial temperature. So our calculation will be 37.1 minus 39.4, and that gives us negative 2.3 degrees Celsius. And from the choices, that is choice C. So the answer is choice C. Now for number 4. A group of students on geography field trip to the Great Rift Valley recorded the temperature at 7 a.m. and observed that it increased steadily by 3 degrees Celsius every hour. The increase continued uniformly until 11 a.m., which integer represents the total change in temperature during this period. So in this case, we are going to find the time elapsed. The time elapsed will be from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. So that will be 11 minus 7, which gives us 4 hours. That's the time elapsed. And then the rate of change is 3 degrees per hour. The rate of change is 3 degrees Celsius per hour. So our calculation will be 4 hours times this 3 degrees Celsius per hour times 3. So our answer will be 12 degrees Celsius. And that is from the choices, that is answer is A. From the choices, the answer is A. We say that, the answer is A. Let's go on for question 5. Question 5. Omondi has a fund debt of 150. Is 3 friends which take an equal debt from the same fund, solving by a shared football. Which integer expression represents the total debt now out by the 4 friends combined? So this is easy. Number 5. Omondi's debt. Let's start by Omondi's debt. Omondi's debt as per now is 150. 150. We use a negative for debt. Now, total number of friends with debt. Total number of people with debts here will be Omondi. Omondi plus 3 friends. Omondi plus 3 friends. That is 4 people with a debt of 150. So to find the total, we'll just multiply. These are 4 people. Now to find the amount of debt, we just multiply by the debt. It will be 4 times the debt. The debt is a negative. So our answer will be 4 times negative 150. And that is choice A. That's choice A. Yeah, that's choice A. For section B, the structured questions that may be set in your KJSEA for section B. Questions from integers. Now, number 1, Aoko had 450 Kenyan shillings in the M-Pesa account. She used Fuliza to pay for a school uniform costing 1,200 Kenyan shillings. So for part A, That's one part A. Right hand integer represents our positive M-Pesa balance after the transaction. Balance will be the initial money versus cost of uniform. So that will be the initial money, which was 450, minus the cost of uniform, which is 1,200, and this will give us negative 750 Kenyan shillings. This will be 750 Kenyan shillings. And then for B, if she later deposits 1,000 Kenyan shillings, calculate our final account balance. Now this will be, new balance will be equal to previous balance plus the deposit. Previous balance plus the deposit. That will be, the previous balance is 750. And now she has deposited 1,000 bob. 1,000 bob. 1,000 bob. So we are going to have, and this plus that will be negative, not negative, positive 250. That is 250 bob. 250 bob. Section B, number 2. Number 2. A diver at Watamu Marine National Park is at a depth of negative 18 meters relative to sea level. But A, the diver swims upwards by 12 meters. Represent this movement on a number line and state the new position term. So for number line, our starting is at negative 18. Yeah, start. We are going to start at negative 18 in our number line. And then the diver moves 12 units towards. Then the diver is 12 meters upward. That will be 12 units towards 0. From negative 18, we'll be heading to 0 by 12 units. Yeah, 12 units towards 0. That was the start. And then this is 12 units. 12 units towards 0. So our number line will end at negative 18 plus 12. Negative 18 plus 12. Our number line will end at negative 6. Negative 6. So let's do our number line. And since this negative 18 is too large, let's use a scale. Like you can say that 1 unit equals, you can use 1 or 3 units. Let's use 3 units. Let's use let's use 1 unit equals to 3 meters. 3 meters here. 1 unit to represent 3 meters. So our number line will be such that we start from negative 18 and end at negative 6. So let's draw. Represent that here is negative 20. Now, 3 meters won't work well. This is 2 meters. 2 meters. 1 unit to represent 2 meters. So when we start at negative 20, we'll go to negative 18. And then we'll go to negative 16. And then we'll go to negative 14. Then we go to negative 12. And then we go to negative 10. Then we go to negative 8. Then we go to negative 6. Negative 6. Then you have negative 4. Negative 2. Then you have 0. Then you have 2. It continues that way. So to represent this on a number line, we start at negative 18 here. Negative 18. And then let's draw a straight line to show that we are heading towards negative 6. you're reading up to -6 here. -6 here. Yeah. -18 to -6 here. This is our number line. Start at -18 and then at -6. So our number line representation shows a point at -18, and you have an arrow here. This arrow is pointing right by 12 units, and you get -6. We have 12 units here. Like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Remember, 1 unit is 2 meters, so 2 times 6 is 12. So these are 12 units heading right. This is the number line. So let's go to number B. From the new position, the diver swims downwards by 5 meters. Determine the diver's final depth, expressing your answer as an integer. So in this case, the starting from the new position, the new position now is -6 meters, and then from this new position, the diver swims downwards by 5 meters. The new movement is downwards by 5 meters. When you say downwards, you subtract. So what are we going to do is toward this new position, we add the new movement, which is plus -5 plus -5. This will give us -6. A negative and a positive give us a negative. And then the final answer will be -11 meters. -11 meters. For number 3, at 5 a.m. the temperature in Limuru was 7 degrees Celsius, while the temperature in Mandera was 34 degrees Celsius. Calculate the difference in temperature between the two towns. The difference in temperature between the two towns will be the higher temperature minus the lower temperature. The higher temperature minus the lower temperature, that will be 34 degrees Celsius minus 7 degrees Celsius, and that will give us 27 degrees Celsius. For B, later that night, the temperature will drop by 9 degrees Celsius. Use an integer expression to find the new temperature in Limuru. So the temperature in Limuru was 7 degrees Celsius. 7 degrees Celsius. And then later that night it dropped by 9. So it dropped by 9. When it's dropped, we subtract. It dropped by 9. This will be the same as 7 minus 9. So we'll have our answer is -2 degrees Celsius. That is an integer expression that represents the new temperature in Limuru. The new temperature in Limuru is -2 degrees Celsius because that just dropped by 9. Question 4. A farmer in Kiambu had an initial debt of 2,500 at a feed store. He then bought 5 bags of chicken feed on a credit at 200 per bag. Later, he sold some eggs and paid back 5,000 Kenyan shillings of his total debt. But write a single integer expression to represent the farmer's final debt balance. A debt balance is number 4. Number 4, to write the expression, the initial debt the initial date. The initial date is negative 2500. Date must be negative. The new date incurred. Now the new date incurred will be, that was the 800 per bag. So it will be 5 times negative 800 because it's 800 per bag. But he made a payment. Of 5,000. So that will be negative 2,500 plus 5 times this will be 5, and then we add this. I'm also writing this 1,500. And then plus 5,000. Then plus 5,000. Let's look at part B. Calculate the final amount owed or the remaining balance. So the remaining balance will be just to complete this calculation. Let's complete this calculation. That is, this and this is negative 6,500, then plus 5,000. So our answer is going to be negative 1,500. So you can say that the final balance of the final date would be negative Kenyan shillings 1,500. 1,500. So the new date is 1,500. The last sample question from this unit, not from this unit, from integers. And the last sample question from integers, question number 5. A weather station at the base of Mount Kenya recorded a temperature of 15 degrees Celsius. The temperature dropped by 4 degrees Celsius per hour for 6 hours during the night. In the morning, it rose by 10 degrees Celsius as the sun came up. But A, write an integer expression to represent the final temperature. So this is A. Our initial temperature is 15 degrees. 15 degrees Celsius. And now there was a drop. And this drop was 6 hours. To the 6 hours. And so the rate of the drop is negative 4 degrees Celsius per hour. So this drop is 24 degrees Celsius. But it risen in the morning, isn't by 10 degrees Celsius. 10 degrees Celsius. So that's positive 10. So our expression will be 15 plus this -4 times 6. -4 times 6, and then we add 10. Or you can simplify it further and say that it's 15 minus 24 plus 10 either. So for part B, calculate the final temperature recorded at the station. Let's just complete the expression. We had 15 minus 24 plus 10 with both mass addition and subtraction of the same priority. So we add or subtract from left to right. So 15 minus 24 is -9, and then plus 10. -9 plus 10 will give us 1 degrees Celsius.